welcome back to Preschool Club A to Z. This week we're going to be looking at the letter B. So I've got the bag down here and I'm going to walk you through what is in it and how you can use it. Remember when you're doing these activities that they are just to introduce the letters to your kiddo. They should be fun. If at any time your student seems frustrated or angry, just stop, take a break and come back to it later. First thing is a ball. You're going to get a ball because it starts with B. You and your kiddo can toss it together. You can roll it back and forth. If you're outside or you want them to throw it in your house, you can have them do that. You also have a lacing card. Now you have this yarn and the string from your A week, last week, that you can use in this again. And when you hold it between your fingers, hold the thread between your fingers, you'll notice what fingers you use to pinch it. And that is ultimately how we want our kiddos to hold it. But if they're not doing that right now, it's okay. This is just great fine motor practice to strengthen those fingers. They're also going to get a felt B. And again, this is a fun one. You can walk around and see what it'll stick to. You can also get your A out. You might keep all these in one place so that you can show your child what order they go in. Don't have an expectation for them to memorize the alphabet right away, but you can always do that for them. Let's see, a stamper. So you've got your stamper. It's a capital B, or like we talked about last week, you could call them mama bees and baby bees, whichever you want to call them. But this one is of a capital, of an uppercase. You can have them, again, underline the bottom so they understand which way it goes. But again, for right now, the age that they're at, that's not really important. There's also a letter bead. So here's the B. It's the lowercase b. It's got the holes in it so they could string this on next to their letter A. And then the last thing in your bag this week will be a flashcard for the letter B. It's got the mama bee and the baby bee, and then it gives an example of a bear. One thing we want to point out is that when you're talking about this letter, you might have your kiddo practice that it says ba, ba, and technically all it does is say, you can't even hear it, I know it's on camera. The letter B doesn't have really an sound on it, but when we say it, it does. So you can have them say ba for that. And if you notice, this letter B very easily becomes a letter D, very easily becomes a letter Q, and very easily becomes a letter P. So this is a really confusing letter for kiddos. It is very natural for kids to mix them up, split them around, put them the wrong way, not recognize them. That's nothing for you to fret about. Make a note of it and just continue on. Your kiddos that are using these activities are young, and it's not abnormal at all for them to flip it or switch it around. You again could go through your recycle bin, or if you have a scrap box and pull out things that start with B, you could count how many times you can throw the ball up in the air before it drops. Any sort of fun things that you could do like that. You could take a walk around your neighborhood or a drive around town and look for things that start with the letter B. Again, we hope you're enjoying these kits, and they're just for fun. So if at any time your child seems frustrated, just tuck it away and come back to it another day, okay? You also have a coloring sheet in here, and then a wonderful visual of the hands of a young child and a 7-year-old. You'll be able to see it better when you get your pack at home, but it's to illustrate how different the hands look. So the hand of a young child, such as the one you're working with at home, isn't developed yet enough to be holding a pencil really well and to be able to write with it. So that's why it's not a big focus right now for this age. So just continue on with the fun activities, and we'll see you next week. Bye.